Right, guys, we're back with some more Muv-Luv. Um, last episode, can call that a pretty rough episode. Lots of deaths. Basically, all of our new squad mates are dead, besides Munetata and maybe Kozumi. I don't know if she died. It seemed like she died, but not 100% sure. So hopefully she's alive. Yeah, I mean, it kind of sucks. Also, the Susano's down. But it wasn't completely destroyed at least, but man, unlucky. Well, we're just gonna have to I don't think we're gonna get more squad mates. We're just gonna have to work with what we got. So yeah, let's just continue. Huh? What am I doing here? Is there a briefing or was I doing a see Sumika? I'm guessing Tataru is probably gonna be the leader. Actually no, Munetata is gonna be the leader. Obviously. Oh, oh man, I thought we were finished. Maybe we're not out of the invasion yet. I thought it was the next day because we ended on this scene. Okay, maybe there's still stuff going. Lieutenant Hayase. You're okay. But back then, at the reactor. Oh shit. Captain Isumi? How far are we gonna go back? All the way to Marimo? But, I mean... Hey... First Lieutenant Suzumiya. Kashawadi. We're seeing ghosts. I can't believe it. You're all alive. I don't know how, but they came back to life. Maybe the IJF rescued them. Or maybe they were given new artificial bodies. I mean, they could build the 00 unit, and all they needed was a brain for that. But wait, now that I think about it, everyone here was a candidate for the 00 unit. Yeah, that must be it. No matter how this happened, all that matters is that they're still alive. Oh god, I'm so glad. Oh, sorry, it's nothing. The only thing that comes to mind is the drink the captain gave me. I'm kidding. There she is. Can't finish the ghost party without the first dead person here. Huh? Unless they're not going way, way back. Bring back Watkin, dude. Where's Major Watkin? Sergeant Jinduchi. Even Sergeant Jinduji is here. I can't believe it. I'm so glad she's okay. No, nothing. Captain? Huh? Why can't I say a word? This isn't right. Why can't I say anything? Damn it, I'm trying to talk, but I can't even get my mouth open. Huh? No, wait, I can't talk. I'm not. I'm still.
最初はどうなることかと思ったけど、見直したよ。頼もしいね、白金少尉。
Okay, also, where's Atene and Kazuma? I think that's Toda a wrong name when we started the video. I was actually forgetting the name. I just remembered it started with a K. Unless they're both not dead. Maybe I was right that Atene didn't die. It looked like she died. Well, it didn't look like she died. I thought it was implied she died. I don't know. I guess we'll see. You're wrong. I'm still not. Wait, Kashiwagi, don't leave me. Wait. There's still so much I want to say to you. I want to talk to you all again. Why can't I say anything? Please don't go. Okay, it is over at least. The raid. Oh shit. Oh, we can go. Oh. Yeah. Lots of injured. That guy's missing an arm. Was that just a dream? What happened to me? Huh? Why am I here? Huh? The melatonin. Alright, that's what happened. Thanks to Lieutenant Hayase, the reactor was stopped and the beta retreated. After we brought Lieutenant Munakata here, we asked to join other rescue missions. But Lieutenant Tsukiyomi insisted that we rest. Yeah, I think so. Once I heard that Sumika, Kasumi, and everyone else at HQ were okay, I had no trouble falling asleep. Fuck, there's still so many casualties here. Wait, casualties? Oh god, I forgot. What happened to the injured in our unit? Kazuma's alive! Dude, I knew she might not have died. It kinda looked like her thing exploded, but... at least she's alive. This scene... is Atene alive? Because if she's not alive, it's kind of fucked up she didn't show up in the ghost party thing that just happened. I see. Munakata's was worse? Oh wait, that's horrible news. What even happened? Like, I still think her suit, but like Kazuma's suit exploded. How would Munakata's injuries get worse? That's right, I was too busy to ask while we were helping the wounded, but I never would have expected Lieutenant Munakata to go down in battle. What happened to her? Oh, so a grappler like ganked them. Okay, that's what happened. Did they even show that? Ayamne. I don't remember that. I just remember explosion or like a big flash of white. Could have been the grappler coming in.
もっと強くならないと何も守れない。強くなるには一人では無理。
あやみね、そうなった。
もっと前からその努力をしていればこんな思いしなくて済んだかもしれないのに。
Can't believe Ayamne is crying in front of the others. But then again, Lieutenant Munetaro was probably the first person she let her guard down with. The first person she really turned to for help.
榊は主に隊員、鎧は宗方、玉田は刀、綾峰は隊員と宗方半々って感じだったわよ。
It wasn't just Ayamne. We all lost people we cared about all at once. And even outside of that, we've lost more things than we could possibly imagine. So many people died at the hands of the Beta. We've lost TSFs, tanks, and countless weapons. Even humanity's ultimate weapon, the Susanoo. It's still part of Yokohama base we can use since our underground atomic reactors survived, but most of it is in ruins. All of our tactical armored battalions on base were wiped out. The only fully operational flight now is Lieutenant Tsukuyomi's, and she's not even part of our base. She was just here, luckily, just by chance. Can't we even do the future operations unless we got like some major support from other people. If the Beta were to attack us now, it would be the end.
白金起きたのね。
Class rep.
鎧と玉瀬はまだ寝てる。どうせもうすぐ薬の効果が切れるわ。もう少しだけ休ませてあげましょう。
Alright, I guess that explains why I was so groggy when I woke up. The nice thing about the sleeping pills you give to the surface pilots is that you wake up quickly once they wear off, but on the downside, if you're roused before that, you'll be drowsy as hell for a while. Sorry, I was so drowsy as hell. Sorry, I wasn't even thinking straight. You guys don't seem phased at all, though.
恥ずかしい話だけど、嫌な夢を見て目が覚めちゃったの。
Wait, you too?
なんね。
Huh, I'm kind of in the same boat, actually.
そう。
致し方なかろう。丸一日あの緊張の中で戦いっぱなしだったからな。気は張っていても精神も肉体も限界だったのだろう。
Lieutenant Tsukuyomi made the right call in having us sleep.
そうね。さすがだわ。あの場に私たちだけしかいなかったら、ああいう冷静な判断はできなかったでしょうね。
Yeah, if we pushed ourselves by taking part in the rescue operations, we would have just gotten in the way. Looking back on it, the feelings of helplessness and loss just made us feel like we couldn't sit back doing nothing.
それで、鈴宮はどうだった？腕の骨折と。
She's alive! Let's go. Okay. Not bad. Not bad. That's a lot less death. So it was just older Suzumiya and Captain Hayase. We'll take that. I mean, it's still sad though. I was really confused when I thought Suzumiya died, because it didn't really show it, or at least I didn't process it. But that's good. Okay. We'll take it. We'll take it.
機体にあれだけのダメージを受けながらその程度で済んだのであれば不幸中の幸いだったな。
ええ、そうね。
When her marker disappeared, I assumed the worst and thought she was dead. Same. I know helping the wounded is a lower priority in the middle of a battle like that, so I should have realized she wasn't necessarily a goner. But I guess I wasn't thinking too calmly at the time. God damn it, we don't have the first lieutenants anymore either. How are we supposed to do anything now? No, I can't sit around and doing this anymore. Lieutenant Hase made me flight commander, and Lieutenant Munakata put in her recommendation for me. I can't just sit here feeling sorry for myself while everyone else is down in the dumps like this. We're Isumi's Valkyries. We gotta do everything ourselves from here on out. We can't just sit back and do exactly what Lieutenant Tsukiyomi tells us anymore. Class rep, go wake up Mikoto and Tama. We're going to the hangar to check our TSFs. We're gonna start preparing for the worst. We can get this much out of the way right now. Just popping up. The DEFCON level still hasn't gone down. Everyone assemble in the hangar in 15 minutes. Tom and Makoto will still be drowsy, so give them a hand. I'm gonna look for a wire transmitter and talk to Yuko-sensei. Hayame, thank you. Come on, this is nothing. The captain and first lieutenants are probably rolling their eyes right now. Thanks, see you in 15. Kasumi and Sensei are with Sumika right now, and if there's an emergency, I get called out regardless of the situation. Right now, the thing I need to focus on is my unit. Uh-oh. What are we doing? Something crazy already? Thought this was gonna be a chill, somber episode. Oh yeah, they might have learned about our plans. We're not fully sure if Hayase was fast enough in blowing up the reactor, but they could have transferred the information about Sumika and the Susanoo. Don't tell me we're going in now. That would be insane. Okay, not right now, but soon. Sooner. I wonder if we're gonna skip the 20th hive and just go straight for number 1. That might be it, but that would be crazy. It's 0 and not 0. Guess we gotta take those odds. How'd they look? Can we still use them?
多分戦闘は無理だわ。基本動作も場合によ
Yeah,
っては
Chizuru got a little messed up in that fight.
センサー類の再調整と関節の交換は最低でも必要だって。状態は
Tama was apparently going crazy too.
僕の機体は特に視脚が両方とも怪しいって。走行も全体的にかなりのダメージがあるし。私の機体は最低でもメインアームと走行の全交換が必要だそうだ。
Okay, so basically no one can use
あなたの
theirs.
機体も同様ではないか？
うん。上等を振り回してたのもそうだし、切った時の衝撃もバカにならないからね。
程度の差はあるにしても、みんな実戦出撃できる状態じゃないみたいだね。
Great. Well, after a battle like that, of course we need a complete overhaul.
佐渡島の時はオーバーホールに丸3日かかったけど、この状況じゃもっと長引くんじゃないかな。
そうだね。
The Hanger block is relatively unharmed, but it's pretty apparent that we've lost a lot of mechanics and technicians. We took a lot more damage to our TSFs than expected. Who knows how long it'll take to fix all this.
白金の機体は
Mine isn't doing so hot either. Everything from the armor to the transmission is shot. It might as well be scrap metal.
そうか。
The head mechanic said there is no way I could pilot it like this.
まあ、そなたの軌道と戦闘であれば、それも致し方あるまい。まして、短期で敵中突破もこなしたのだからな。
I really didn't have to kill all the beta in the main shaft afterward, but I had pretty much lost it after I left Lieutenant Hayase behind in the reactor block. I fought way more than I needed to and caused additional damage to my TSF. I'm a failure as a surface pilot and more so as a flight commander.
とにかくバルキリーズが実戦稼働状態にないことだけは確かね。
That's for sure. All we can do now is leave it to the mechanics to fix everything. We'd just be getting in the way if we tried to help.
兵士ができる整備には限界がありますからね。
それでも、部隊の現状を正確に把握できたことには意義がある。今後の対策を協議する上でな。国連軍部隊の余剰機は使えないのかな？兵士よりも機体の方が多いって言うじゃない？
この戦いでほとんど失ったらしいから無理。
The chief mechanic told me that too. Apparently there were a lot of surface pilots who had to abandon their TSFs in the middle of battle. So they were sent back out again in the spares.
そうだったんだ。
Made sense. At the end, they were sending tank gunners and infantrymen who dropped out as surface pilot cadets. Even some of the mechanics ended up sorting.
操縦はできても、連携などは訓練していないだろうに。
Yeah. It's just we're just throwing shit at the wall at that point. Do anything to hold them off.
それほどの激戦だったってことね。
Yeah, but that's why the Hanger wasn't damaged as badly. The training grounds were right above the Hanger. It was right in the middle of the beta's path.
みんなで戦ってみんなで守ったんだね。みんなで。
Exactly. We weren't alone in our fight against the beta. It was thanks to them that we were able to fight as hard as we did. We have a briefing at 12 or 2100 o'clock? Is that what? I don't know how you say military time. Lieutenant Piatka told me a bit ago.
地下施設の通信網もう回復したの？
Put on some duct tape, man, on the wiring. Yeah, all the survivors are doing everything they can to get the space up and running again as soon as possible. We have over 3 hours before the briefing. The first lieutenant told us to get some rest so we could be prepared for anything, but I managed to get her permission to help with repairs. We're all a part of this space, so let's do everything we can for it.
了解。
Awesome. So what should we do?
え
I don't know.
何や
We're
るか
just
決めてない
talking.
の
たけるさん、せっかくかっこよかったのに台無しだよ。白金、行き当たりばったり、小隊長失格。
Give me a break already. I only got permission to do this a couple minutes ago.
まあまあ、みんなで考えればよいではないか。そうよ。人手が足りないことなんて、それこそいくらでもあるでしょ。
Exactly. A real surface pilot wouldn't sit around and wait for orders at a time like this.
なんだよ。自分のことは棚にあげて。
I can do what I want. I'm your senior officer now. Yeah, throw our authority around.
無能な指揮官誕生。
Lieutenant Ayamne, you just earned yourself 200 push-ups.
たけるさん、早瀬注意見た。
Too soon?
何言ってるのミキさん。タケルの方がもっとひどいよ。
そうだね。
That's because I was her main target. She hazed me every day, so now it's your turn, guys. This is right about when Lieutenant Hayase would have tried to lighten the mood up with a joke. So now it's my job to do the same.
はいはい、わかったから。とにかく早く決めましょうよ。時間がもったいないわ。とはいえ、何が良いかな。専門知識が必要な作業では邪魔になるだけだしな。
となると、救助作業が一番だけど。
うん。つくよみ注意にお願いしたとき、危険度が高いからってやらせてくれなかったしね。
I understand why we wouldn't want to lose any more surface pilots at a time like this, but... What's that loud-ass noise? What that? Miss Kyozuka, she lived.
京塚総長、ご無事でしたか。
あんたたちもよく無事でよかったよ。
So thanks to First Lieutenants Hayase and Suzumiya. Not to mention Lieutenants Munakata, Kazuma, and Suzumiya. Ugh.
いいんだよ、いいんだよ。
Miss Kyozuka.
いつも言ってるだろう。あんたたちは生きてるんだからいいんだよ。しけた顔するんじゃないよ。みつきちゃんやはるかちゃんが悲しむだろう。
Miss Kyozuka.
俺、みんなに回しな。
Plastic bowls. These are the kind they use in the cafeteria.
こんなものしか用意できないけどね。
スープだ。
特製スープだよ。ほら、握り飯もとんな。一人一個だよ。
Come to think of it, we haven't eaten anything since the battle started.
こんな時だからこそ食わなきゃダメだよ。特に英士はね。今日は送ってあげなきゃならない子が多くて。
Huh?
いつものやつはやってあげられないんだけどね。
Right. Usually she serves everyone what the deceased surface pilots loved most. I get it now. It's probably took a lot of food and a lot of effort, but you can include all sorts of ingredients in a soup like this.
いい匂い。あったかい。
後が使えてるんだ。さっさと食べとくれ。食器は使い回しだからね。
いただきます。
Wow, this is awesome.
本当
そうかいそうかい。よかったね。
Man, this is seriously hitting the spot. It's the same synthetic ingredients as always, but it's way tastier than it's ever been before.
それが生きてるってことなんだよ。生きてるってのはさ、すごいことだろう。こういう時にわかるだろう。
She's right. I've never felt more alive than I do after surviving yesterday. Even though this soup is way simpler than the stuff we usually eat.
体を張ってあんたたちに生きる機会をくれた人たちの思いを無駄にしちゃいけないよ。
はい。
Ma'am.
じゃあ私は行くよ。みんな腹すかして待ってるからね。
Trying to say maybe we should help her, like distribute food. I don't know what else we're trying to really do.
ごちそうさまでした。
いや、頑張るんだよ。食器はそこの隅に置いといとくれ。帰りに持ってくからさ。
Wait, Miss Tiozuka.
なんだい、おかわりはダメだよ。
That's not it. Could we help you?
なんだって。
Hey, I was right. Even if you open all the cafeterias on the base, you don't have enough kitchen staff to keep them all running, do you?
そりゃそうだけどさ、兵士にそんなことさせられないよ。
You've been granted permission to help out around the base for 3 hours.
京塚さん、お願いします。私にも手伝わせてください。おばちゃん、みんなに1秒でも早く届けてあげようよ。総長、お願いします。
お願い。みんなで手分けした方が早いよ、おばちゃん。
ああ、もうわかったよ。
Miss Tiozuka.
これ以上邪魔されたくないからね。
ありがとう、おばちゃん。
ありがとうございます。
まったく。その代わり3時間みっちりこき使うからね。階級なんて関係ないよ。
それはいつもじゃないか。
じゃあこのキャリアをハンガーの詰め所まで置きに行くよ。その後は配ってもらうからね。
Duelin. I've never heard of that word. I think that's worth a doodle. Educate yourself. Duelin. Duolindo. Duelin is a French family owned. No. Wait, it's not a real word? Oh, wait, there's a. Oops. It's not real? She's a liar? Wait, Doolin. Before, in the past, launder dough. Doolin is a British English term for a shallow, usually funnel-shaped depression. Oh, not that. I think it's before. What are the contents? I'm gonna have you guys dueling out the dishes afterwards. Duelin. Verb. To flow. Common of duelin is a variant of the word dole, which is a word meaning to give out in small portions or as charity. Good enough. Didn't learn as much though. I don't know. I'm still kind of confused. We're dueling though. We dueling. Copy that. Self-propelled. They got hover carts.
ミキにやらせてください。
あんた英士なんだからね。私よりうまくやっとくれよ。
Sweet. Then let's get a move on. Valkyrie's charge. It's a little corny. Yeah. It's a little corny. It's important for surface pilots to rest and take care of themselves, but as much as I hate to admit it, we're still not half the soldiers we could be. When we are with each other, we can hold it in and pretend to be okay. But if we were alone, trying to rest, we'd be crushed by our feelings of guilt and despair. I mean, we lost comrades yesterday, and we failed to defend our base or even the Susanoo. If we were strong enough to cope with that on our own, we wouldn't have been jolted awake by our nightmares. Taking a break while everyone else is working this hard would just make things worse right now. We're basically just distracting ourselves to keep our minds off what happened. But that's good enough for now. Helping Miss Kyozuka out will buy us a little time away from our thoughts. And seeing the happy faces of people who fought alongside us, as well as we hand them a warm meal, might afford us a little relief. At least a little relief. We've lost far too much over the last few days to just sit on our hands now.
あれ以来こっちもいろいろと忙しくてね。今更なんだけど。あの孤立無縁の状況でよくやってくれたわ。ありがとう。あんたたちのおかげでこの基地は救われた。さすが
Literally,
に
we
隅の
did
部下だ
clutch.
早瀬はいい判断をしてくれたわね。さて、ブリーフィングを始めましょうか。まずはベータの動向から。
Aftermath report?
反応炉の停止に伴って撤退を開始したベータ軍は北西に向かって移動。
Did they make it?
これを帝都へ向かっていた帝国軍増援部隊と仮設防衛ライン守備隊が追撃し、約8割を。
Okay. Doing a little cleanup. Love to see it.
その後、ベータ軍は日本海に脱出。舞鶴基地所属の第8艦隊が照射危険地帯ギリギリまで追撃するも、本日19時33分に。
Damn, how much juice? I thought they were almost out of juice. They still traveled pretty far.
まあ、逃げた個体軍は当然、高20号目標に向かったんでしょうけど。
Right. Neptune. What is that? It's looking like a cool submarine. So, some of them still managed to get away.
報告によると、撃破にカウントされているベータの中には、移動中に活動を停止した個体も多く含まれているそうよ。
Even so, they managed to take out tens of thousands of beta. I know they didn't have any laser class, but that's still gotta be a record for the IJF. Still, it's incredible so many of the beta were able to stay active for that long. One wrong move would have spelled disaster for our base. Yeah, if they kept pushing, but they were just like, fuck it, we just gotta leave. There's no point in trying to take this over anymore.
帝国軍の被害状況だけど、今回の戦いで2個連隊分の戦術機を失ったそうよ。
I forgot how much is in a regiment. I don't think that's too bad, right? Though by their expressions, maybe that is bad. 200! I thought a regiment was like 10 or something, or like 20. That's a lot. Okay, never mind. The beta were already weakened by then. How could they have lost over 200 TSFs? Never mind, that sucks. They already suffered severe losses in Operation 21st. How are they going to maintain their defense lines?
追撃戦の損害自体は大した数じゃないわ。ここでの話よ。
Are here? Does she mean during the battle on base?
知らなくて当然よ。中継機が壊されて以降。
Oh, so the IJF actually came here and helped. Okay.
あんたたちが地下で戦っていた頃、多摩川沿いに展開していた
The Tama River?
ベータの後続を攻撃してくれたのよ。
She's so good they named a river after her?
突然、帝国国防省から通達があってね。支援砲撃の砲弾が底をついた直後、戦術機構
Oh
部隊
shit,
が
not even TSFs. That's just like the inside, right? The little skeleton thing in a TSF. Oh, so that's why the beta's numbers were dwindling at the end.
彼らが死に物狂いで戦って、町田からの後続を減らしてくれていたのよ。
They fought for us at such a heavy cost, pulling units away from Japan's own defenses. Was that Her Highness's decision, or...
次に基地の現状よ。死者、行方不明者合わせ約4700人、
Holy.
負傷者約2600人。これは
So over 7,000 casualties?
これからもっと増えるはずよ。
That's a lot. That's more than half the people on this base.
基地の駐留国連軍の損害は支援航空部隊で11、
Helicopters.
機械化歩兵部隊は4個中隊
How
壊
did
滅、
they
整
weren't...
備歩兵部隊は3個中隊全滅。
How did the helicopters get destroyed? I guess if they were like inside the base, they destroyed helicopters that were just stationed. Because like when the helicopters were blasting outside, they didn't use any lasers, so... Oh, those guys are... No, those guys are dead. Unless they just looked like them. Because when we saw the first squad, it was just like 3 pairs of these guys. But I'm pretty sure those guys are just dead. Wish they clutched up, man. Wish they clutched up.
戦術機構部隊はすべて壊滅。戦車などの補助戦力もほぼ全滅。現時点でまともに
Less than 10?
機もない。そのうち
Oh,
程度
no.
のいいのはすべてこの絵部隊の機体よ。基地の国連軍は壊滅といった方が。
Isn't that crazy? Is that just like because they're better made TSFs, or were the Royal Guard people just like really strong? I know they are strong, but they're the only ones able to like fight still in their TSFs. We're so lucky they were here. They were supposed to leave, right? And then we just got this surprise attack, so they're like, okay, we'll help out. Even after all that fighting, they didn't damage their TSFs at all? Lieutenant Tsukiyomi, you know, that entire unit is incredible. Yeah, put some respect on the 3 idiots, man. Abisu was going wild back there. I've been told how great my paladin skills are, but I never think about how best to minimize the damage to my TSF. I even made it worse by rampaging through the beta in a fit of rage at the very end. Guess I still have a long way to go.
施設の被害状況で言うと、基地の稼働率は現在 37%。知っての通り、現在総力を挙げて復旧中よ。
I heard we were at less than 10% when the beta started retreating. We're recovering insanely fast, considering all the casualties we took.
幸い地下原子炉が無傷だから復旧作業に必要な電力は十分確保されている。じゃあ個別の被害状況をざっと話しておくわ。まず敵進行ルート上にあった演習場はすべてひどい噂で復旧のめどは立って
It's alright, we can live without the training
後回し
grounds.
ってこと。演習場の地下にある戦術機ハンガーにも当然被害は及んでいて、稼働率はそれなりに低下している。
Okay, not bad.
でもまあ収容する戦術機はもうほとんどないから現時点での影響はない。よって第一滑走路、これはもう
Yeah, we bombed the shit out of that, right?
高価な電磁カタパルトも当然2機とも少ない。
No, I remember those. I still don't know what they do, but they're like, we're launching them. I'm like, yo, those sound sick. We had to leave them exposed to the beta's main force and the artillery fire that was holding them off. There's not much we could have done to prevent that.
第二滑走路は復旧可能で、死骸の撤去と穴の埋め戻し作業中。シャトル打ち上げ施設はすべて無傷で残ったわ。
I doubt we'll have a lot of use for the launch pads. But given all the supplies, we'll need to fix this place. It's a good thing we have that runway intact.
地下施設は地上に比べて被害が限定されているけど、メインシャフトのダメージが深刻で、大深度地下施設の 60% が停電中よ。中央集積場の復旧には半年はかかる目算。重点封鎖したゲートが10以上あるからね。反応炉ブロックとそれに隣接した研究棟は爆発の影響で外壁の一部が崩落、ライフラインが寸断中。でも S11 が爆発したのにその程度のダメージで済んだことは驚きだわ。さすが。ただメインシャフトから反応炉にかけての搬入リフトは完全に埋まってしまっている。掘り起こすには
どんなに急いでも1ヶ月以上かかるわ。
Does this? I guess only the research lab matters. Like the reactor place doesn't matter anyways. It's no way to fix that, right?
その代わりと言っちゃなんだけど、90番格納庫の損害はあんたたちが死守してくれたおかげで比較的軽微。これも全力で復旧中。これ以外にも小型市の侵入を許した施設が地上地下ともに結構あって、いずれも戦闘による損害が出ているわ。
The hangar itself might not have been damaged that badly, but what about the Susanoo? How long will it take to repair that?
これまでの説明でわかると思うけど、地上施設の深刻な被害は主に北西から南西エリアに集中しているわ。地下に関しては中央集積場から反応路に至るメインシャフト周辺部に集中しているわね。過去のデータに照らし合わせれば、地上地下問わず施設は根こそぎ破壊されていなければおかしいはず。これが何を意味するか。
Hello, Pycath.
物量突撃一本やり
She's
だった
creeping.
データが今回の侵攻では明確な目的と作戦を持って統率されていたということなのよ。その証拠に地上戦では二重の陽動を仕掛けて中央集積場への侵入を成功させているわ。こちらの誘導の結果やごく少数の例外を除いて、侵入後はほとんどの個体が反応路へまっすぐ向かっている。この行動は生存、つまり活動エネルギーの補給や基礎本能というだけでは説明がつかない。これを踏まえて情報部に過去の記録を表せた結果、高21号作戦でも類似ケースがあったことが確認された。
Does she mean the herd that burrowed underground to avoid the artillery fire went straight for the Susanoo?
高21号作戦と昨日の進行を見る限り、ベータは人類の戦略や戦術を研究し対策を立て、さらに応用してきているのよ。
They're plotting. So, I was right.
ベータは人間を生命体だと認識していないはずなのにですか？
例えばそうね、台風や洪水は生命体じゃないけど、人
Okay.
間に大きな災害をもたらすわよね。
They're just doing like, okay.
そもそも
I guess.
それは何であるか、どういう特質や極端な例だけど、ベータにとって人類はそういう存在なんじゃないかしら。
ここ最近になって初めてベータがそういう行動を取り始めた理由を副司令はどうお考えですか？
最近っていうのはあくまで人類を基準にした時間の感覚よね。
はい。
恒星間を移動する異星気原種の時間感覚で30年
That's
が長い
true.
のか短
Who
いのか。
knows?
残念だけど私にはわからないわ。
Time is literally a human construct. Who knows what it does to beta? Or how the beta even consider time? Well, I mean, time's not a human construct. It's a real thing. But, like, you know, it's defined by, like, human laws, right? Time affects everything the same, but everything reacts to it differently, I guess I would say.
でもその質問をしたくなった気持ちは理解できる。榊が心配する部分は国連軍上層部も懸念していることだから。白金機のレコーダーを解析した結果、早瀬が仕掛けた S11 をベータが解除したことが分か
That
る。
was crazy.
有線で遠隔制御された起動タイマーだけをきれいに壊していたのよ。2つともね。更新記録から察するに、早瀬はそれが偶然じゃないことを直感したんでしょうね。即座に反応路に引き返して絶対に止められないように S11 を機体に直結して起爆させたのよ。あの子も A01 部隊に選ばれたものとして最良の可能性を秘めた未来を選んでくれたのね。
The first lieutenant brought us to an ideal future. I mean, learning about that is good, just in case we can prepare if they have countermeasures for our plan.
A01 部隊はね、
But she's also talking about how, like, all the people that were able to become 00 units have that sort of, like, fate manipulation thing or something. Or whatever. I don't know, it's kind of weird.
偶然命を落としたわけじゃなく、イスミが自らの死を選択することで、この世界を今の状態にしたの。日本を救ったとかどうとか、イスミの死はね、あんたが考えてるようなちっぽけなものじゃないの。勘違いしないで。
But if that's the case, what about Kashiwagi and First Lieutenant Suzumiya? Or even the people who were just injured, like Lieutenants Kazuma, Munakata, and Second Lieutenant Suzumiya? Does that mean they couldn't choose an ideal future for us like that? Does that mean that they failed as the 00 unit candidates? Normally, lacking the potential to become the 00 unit would probably be a good thing. But that kind of implies that they're failures or some sort, and I can't stand the thought of saying something like that about them. Why's she staring at us like that, man? The side eye.
XT70 や人類の戦略情報を持っている個体が生き延びた可能性がある。その個体から全背部にその情報が伝わり、ごく短期間のうちに有効な対策が確立され、人類の対ベータ兵器も戦略も全て無力化されてしまう。これが国連軍上層部が想定した最悪のケースであり、彼らの懸念。あんたもそうなんでしょ、榊？はい。こっちとしても決してベータを甘く見ていたわけじゃないのよ。XG70 がどれほど強力であっても兵器である以上、いつか無力化される運命にあるのは事実。だからこそ対策を確立する隙を与えないスケジュールを組んで一気にケリをつけるつもりだったんだけどね。
I see. So that's why they wanted to go straight for the Operation Hive after Operation 20th.
すべての情報が伝わっていると仮定して、それが全背部に伝播するまでの最短は19
days.
今となってはこの数字も当てにならない。
Kodo's pissed.
いずれにせよ、最悪のケースを想定すれば、こちらとしては1秒でも早く打って出る必要がある。
Can't exactly be optimistic in a situation like this. We kind of have to assume the worst.
こちらの切り札が無力化するのを黙って見ているわけにはいかないわ。
Well, it all made sense. She's been rushing to repair the Susanoo so we can get to Target 20 faster. Of course, if we get rid of Target 20 within 19 days, then they wouldn't be able to spread that information to the other hives. So now the question is, how long it'll take to fix the Susanoo? Cherry Bloom. I was gonna say, I think we're going straight for the OG hive, but we'll see. Operation Cherry Blossom. Operation Cherry Blossom. That must be the official name for Operation 20th. Okay, let's see who's right. There we go. Called it. We're pushing the pedal to the metal right here. Straight for the OG hive. What happened to Operation 20th? Why are we suddenly going for the original hive? Because we're pushing! We don't got time. New Year's Day. That's not fair. That's supposed to be a holiday. January 1st? That's only 30 hours. Wait, oh shit, we're going in 2 days. Oh shit. That's only 30 hours from now. Not to mention, we don't even have any units from this base to send. We're calling in everyone. Call the Americans. Call the British. I think the British are alive, right? Call the Japanese.
ユーラシア大陸を囲む全国家、そしてアフリカ連合とアメリカが連
African Union?
全世界の背後に一斉侵攻をかける。
Don't think they've ever talked about Africa in this game. At least I don't remember. Emeritus didn't involve too? Bro, they wouldn't miss it, right? If this is successful, they want some cred, right?
一斉に押し上げて敵支配権外縁部に存在するすべての背後を
Oh,
同時に攻撃する。
Oh, we're squeezing them. Okay, we're going for the squeeze play.
各背部の攻略パターンは高21号作戦とほぼ同じよ。アメリカ航空宇宙艦隊による各背部への機動爆撃から始まって地上部隊の間接砲は攻撃。臨海部ならこれに各国海軍の艦砲射撃も加わる。
Oh, this is so cool. This is huge, by the way. Look how big the area is. All this is just trying to get bombed simultaneously while our unit tries to sneak into the main hive. Hopefully with some backup, but I guess all you need is a Susano, or at least that's the plan, right?
ただし各背部への突入はない。第一段階
Yeah,
はあ
it's
くまで
it's
陽動だ。
diversion tactics.
その破壊や占領が目的ではないからね。
Oh, I see. Okay, so these are getting orbital and artillery, and these guys, the one with the blue rings, are getting the navy treatment. Just because they're closer to like open seas, kinda.
だからといって手抜きができる相手じゃないわ。各国の軍隊は背部攻略と同じように総力を挙げて戦うはずよ。
It'd probably be impossible even if you tried. Even if you just sent them the mapping data we have, there isn't enough manpower to capture all of them.
各戦線で敵の三次増援を確認次第、作戦は第2段階へ移行する。この時点までに横浜基地を出撃した攻撃部隊は機動待機を完了。
It's us. Wait, what is this line? Wait, did you just say that they'd be in orbit? They're planning on launching people into space? I know orbital drops are pretty much our only hope of overtaking the original hive without the Susano, but... Oh shit, that's not gonna be fun.
この第2段階には国連はすべての、アメリカは8割の機動戦術機構兵力を投入することになるわ。
We're dropping a lot. 80%? How serious is the US if they're using 80% of their orbital forces for this? And then this is a bit make it or break it. If we break it, they're just gonna alternative 5 it up, honestly. So like again, if this is successful, they want to have their names on the credit list, like pretty high on the list. No, wait, I guess that made sense. The UN won't have any orbital forces at all after this. With the remaining 20%, America will have complete control of lower Earth orbit. That too. They're not going all out.
重金属運濃度が規定値に達するタイミングに合わせ、国連機動降下兵団2個師団が強襲降下。目標はオリジナルハイブの南西87キロに
What am I looking at?
SW115 降下後レーザー紙の位置を特定ししらみつぶしにする。
I don't know what pit. This is a picture of something. 87 kilometers.
第2段階移行から30分後、アメリカの戦略機動軍2個大隊が同地点を目標に一斉降下。先行した国連機動降下兵団と合流し敵を掃討。 SW115 周辺地域を制圧確保する。 SW115 の確保に伴い作戦は第3段階へ移行。機動待機中の横浜基地部隊は国連機動降下兵団2個中隊とともに降下開始。それに連動して地表の国連降下部隊が SW115 へ突入し攻略ルートを先行する。これは佐渡島で入手したデータを基に情報部が割り出した最も増援出現率の低いルートよ。
Lowest enemy present? Okay.
敵の初期配置数と増援出現率が極端に高いメインシャフトは攻略ルートからは除外されているから注意して。横浜基地部隊は着陸後、随伴2個中隊残存アメリカ軍とともに SW115 へ突入。これに伴い先行部隊は陽動ルート A に進行開始。アメリカ軍部隊は地下2718メートルの第53層ホール44で陽動ルート B へ進行。第2制圧目標異合標的を目指す。本隊は攻略ルートを維持し、最下層到達後亜合標的を破壊、オリジナルハイブを制圧する。
Damn, so this is all Susanoo-less? Unless she's NSA, we're bringing the Susanoo? We're doing this without Susanoo?
以上が作戦概要よ。ここまでで何か質問はある？
Wait, what's target Bravo? Did I miss that? Target Alpha is the Tora, right? Oh, it's just, they're just, the diversion. Well, we go for Alpha. Okay. Holy hell, she wasn't kidding when she said this thing was huge. I can't believe we're attacking the original hive. With our current resources, our odds of success are practically zero. But we're at the point where we have to try no matter how terrible our chances. I think the only silver lining is that we got the data Sumika read to plan this around.
何もなければ先に進むわよ。
Right, it all made sense now. We have to get rid of the original hive as soon as possible, while our map and enemy data is still valid. That's why this operation is so...
副司令、よろしいでしょうか？
Fast rep.
どうぞ。
亜合標的などの各標的故障の詳細は機密扱いでしょうか？
ああ、そうそう。それを説明しなきゃね。
Inside Sensei is pretty stressed right now too. It's not surprising given the
亜
situation.
合標的は地球上でオリジナルハイブにしか存在しない超大型反応ルの戦略故障よ。
The
油断だけど、通常
Gigator.
はコアって呼ばれているわ。
Oh wait, it's the Tor.
異合標的
They
は
weren't called, I guess they were
デー
just
タ
called
と特殊物質
reactors,
生成プラ
yeah.
ントの戦略故障。こっちは通常アトリエ。
The rare materials. Is she talking about the G elements? So the Americans are going after the production plant since they didn't bribe them with just that to get them to cooperate, did she? I mean, that's a pretty good trade deal, I guess. I mean, it doesn't matter to us. As long as we get the beta off. It does give the Americans a big advantage post-beta. And it's not, I mean, post-beta on Earth. There's still, like, ones on the moon and some other planets, right? Plus just out there, so.
この2つはともに戦略的重要度、機密レベルもトップクラスで。
Come to think of it, the US is probably pretty worried about where they'll stand in the pecking order if Alternative 4 is actually successful. They probably figured the UN will owe them some favors if they help out now, and it'll be good for their reputation too. That's what I've been saying, man. They just can't skip out on it if we win. Even if the chances are a little low right now. On top of that, even if the Altier stops producing any more G elements once we've destroyed the reactor, they'll still have gotten their hands on some samples. At the very least, they'll have a monopoly on all the G elements they find in the hive, so even G-bomb enthusiasts would be happy to contribute to the operation. More bombs, brother. I know we need America's help since they have more firepower than anyone else on Earth, but this is some seriously risky stuff. I'm sure Yuko Sensei has plans for how to deal with it afterward, but...
というわけ。わかった？
はい。すみません、副司令。今のお話を伺った上で、重ねてお尋ねしたいことがあります。
何かしら？
オリジナルハイブ攻略の前に、なぜ高25目標を優先して排除しないのでしょうか。戦略情報を持つ個体が潜伏した可能性を否定できない以上、高25目標の破壊を優先すべきではないでしょうか。
Wow, if our plan works then, then it doesn't really matter if they have information or not, right?
オリジナルハイブの機能停止が作戦目標であれば、反応炉であるアゴー標的の破壊が最優先なのはわかります。敵が対策を確立する前に、最大脅威であるオリジナルハイブを1秒でも早く排除する必要があることも理解できます。ですが、アゴー標的が重要戦略目標で、なおかつ地球最大だったとしても、あくまでそれは反応炉に過ぎません。
Is that even true, though? It might have more functions than that. We just don't know. But it's definitely their main one, which is probably more important.
オリジナルハイブの機能を停止させたとしても、高20号目標から他のハイブに情報が伝わってしまえば、結果として憂慮すべき事態が現実に。
She's right. We have a much higher chance of success if we just try to finish off Target 20. We've gone through the simulations of it tons of times too. But we don't have enough forces for that. We're probably going for the original hive now because it'd be impossible to take it out if we used up our resources somewhere else. That's also a really good point. We're very limited. Class rep's been acting a little high-strung ever since the briefing started. It actually kind of takes me back. This feels a lot more like her. She's starting to remind me of how she was in the previous loop. Alright, don't flash it. Then again, I guess she's been this way all along, really. In this timeline, she seemed a lot quieter to me because I had changed so much myself.
したがって、情報の拡散を阻止することこそが急務であると愚行します。以上です。
Class rep's doing her best to help us get through this feeling of hopelessness hanging in the air. God damn it, I should be doing the same.
なかなかいい質問よ、榊。後で説明しようと思ってたところだけど、まあいいわ。榊の意見の根底には、座学で習ったハイブ間の戦術情報電波モデルがある。そうね。
はい。
それってどんなのだった？
Why is she asking us to review something so basic at a time like this? What's the point? Well, she's trying to say what they know and then she's trying to prove them wrong or something. But, like, you could also just, like, tell us why she's wrong instead of making it educational. But that's alright.
ある個体が収集した情報が約19日間でそのハイブの全個体に行き渡ると、同一派生系に属するすべてのハイブに即時伝播する。
はい、よくできました。
Come to think of it, Sensei said something about how we couldn't count on the 19-day mark anymore, didn't she? Oh, because wait, actually I don't know. It doesn't say something about the S11s, but I don't know.
あなたたちが座学で習ったのは、オルタネイティブ3で行われた生態研究の結果導き出された仮説よ。
オルタネイティブ3。
So it wasn't proven fully? Alright, the rest of them don't know about the alternative program, other than the little they needed to know to complete their missions. Even the commanding officers who were more knowledgeable about it than others were still kept in the dark about the overall scope of the program.
今、榊がまとめてくれた仮説モデルの構造を簡単に説明すると、各ハイブに独立した作戦立案機能と指揮命令系統があり、それらが緩やかに統合される複合ピラミッド型ということよ。
We're toppling the pyramid!
ところが、高21号作戦で観測したデータに基づく最新の解析結果によると、ベータ
Gathered, huh? So even this far in the game, she's not going to tell them about the 00 unit or what it does. I'm sure it's easier for Sumita that way.
オリジナルハイブを頂点に、すべてのハイブがその直下に位置する放棄型構造だってことが分かったのよ。
So it's false. Okay, so there really is just one boss. That makes it, like, easier.
あるハイブ A に属する個体が新しい戦術情報を得たとする。その個体が A に帰還すると、即座に A からオリジナルハイブに向けその情報が伝達される。送られたデータをもとにオリジナルハイブが対策を検討、一定時間内に対処案を A に送り返す。 A では対処案を前提とした観測と統計データを収集し随時報告。 オリジナルハイブではその報告をもとに対処案を修正し送信。これを繰り返す。そして約19日後、シェイプされた対処案のテストを A で実施。その結果が良好であれば、オリジナルハイブが支配下の全ハイブに対策を即時伝達する。以上が最新の解析結果を踏まえた情報電波モデルよ。
So if you destroy the original hive, the data will not be transmitted, I guess. Wait, that means...
高25目標を破壊しても全く意味がない。
Because they already sent it. Yeah, so it's not 19 days for it to, like, send to everyone. It's like, they send it immediately to the original, and the original is thinking of countermeasures right now.
スサノオのデータはすでにオリジナルハイブに。
その通りよ。これで分かったでしょ。無理をしてでも真っ先にオリジナルハイブを攻略しなきゃならない理由。結局世界中のハイブとそこに属する個体群はオリジナルハイブからの命令に従っているだけってことね。
The big brain. I wonder if there's, like, a queen beta. Like, maybe, I'm not speaking of the whole beta empire, because there's a lot out there in space, but just, like, for Earth. Like, a big boss beta of the Earth forces.
各ハイブが独自にやっているのはせいぜい情報伝達と支配下個体群の管理運用だけ。まあ正直言って私もつい数時間前に知ったんだけどね。
Few hours ago. So the reason she told us to shut down the reactor was because...
情報部の人たちはあの激しい戦いの最中もデータの解析をし続けていたんですね。
This is something they learned from Sumika's reading, which means an information leak is way more than just a possibility.
さっきも言ったけど、あの時早瀬はそのことを直感で見抜いていたのよ。
Huh?
ほぼ正解に等しい精度でね。
もし反応炉がただの動力源じゃなくて通信装置でもあったとしたら、データが集めた情報は反応炉を通じてやり取りされるんだとしたら、オルタネイティブ計画やスサノオの情報が世界中の背後に伝わってしまうのよ。
Well, wait a minute. Explosion sounds. I get it. Now it all made sense. That's why they're going after the primary objective now. That's why she told us to shut down the reactor back then.
タケル？
So that means the reactors are...
早瀬、惜しかったわね。私たち人類が反応炉と呼んでいたものはエネルギー生成機関であると同時に通信システムやメインコンピューターに相当する機能も併せ持っていたのよ。
That's what that explosion sounds, though. So we've had an active beta computer sitting in our base all this time. It's kind of fucked up. So that's why, now I know why she wanted us to shut it down instead of just destroy it. If you're able to successfully restart the reactor and its data was intact, we could have gotten a ton of information on the beta by reading it. Now that Sumika is complete, that would have been totally possible. We could have done it without ever having to sacrifice all those lives just getting close to a hive.
じゃあ反応炉のポジションって。
あなたたちに馴染みのある例えで言えばベータの前線司令官ってところかしらね。
まさか反応炉もベータの一種ってことですか？
さあ、司令官っていうのはあくまで
Maybe.
私の感覚で言った例えだからね。
Do you really not know, or are you just not telling us?
感覚だけで迂闊なことは言えないけど、命令に忠実で独自決定をしないとなると単なる端末なのかもしれないわ。
それではアゴー標的がベータの一種ということですか？
それもどうかしら。でも全ての可能性を否定しないわ。反応炉がベータの一種であれ、コンピューター端末であれ、アゴー標的が 地球上の全ベータを統括する頭脳のような存在ということだけは確かなのよ。いずれにしてもとんでもない科学技術だわ。リアクターとコンピューターのハイブリッドをシームレスで実現するなんてね。それほどの知的生命体が対処効率の悪いボトムアップトップダウン型の組織形態に固執しているなんて笑い話もいいところよ。だけどこっちにとってはそれこそ好都合。頭さえ潰してしまえば独自判断ができない端末を排除することはそれほど難しい話じゃないわ。
Alright, I get why we're prioritizing the original Hive now, but the question is, how do we actually pull it off? Clearly, we're involved in this plan since we were called here for this briefing, but what good are we gonna be if we don't have anything to pilot? Well, okay, I'm sure they're giving us something to pilot, obviously. It's not a real question, is it? There's no way our Shirnuis will be ready for battle within 30 hours, and I can't imagine there's any replacement we can get in time. Hey, at least Maya has her purple TSF. She can finally use that. Kind of forgot about it. Sensei, I have a...
質問は最後に聞くわ。説明が前倒しになったついでに話を進めさせてちょうだい。
Okay.
もう分かったと思うけど、ここ数日以内にアゴー標的を破壊することが人類生存の絶対条件になってしまったわ。したがって当然この作戦には失敗を想定した保険がかけられている。突入部隊の全滅などアゴー標的の破壊に失敗、もしくはそれが不可能だと判断される状況が確認された場合、謳歌作戦はトライデント作戦を即時に
Operation
行使。
Trident.
アメリカ軍指揮のもと作戦発動から18時間以内に全ユーラシアの背後を標とした G 弾攻撃が開始されるわ。
The Scorch Earth plan. It doesn't make sense since we're literally using all our resources. If it fails, like, it's kind of over, man. Just bomb the shit out of them. Sorry, Europe and Asia. Boom. No, that's exactly the same as...
オルタネイティブ5。
Ah. I mean, I said this. If this shit doesn't work, they're doing alternative 5, right?
トライデント作戦はオルタネイティブ5の機関戦略である
Operation
バビロン
Babylon.
作戦の看板を変えただけの代物。
Okay, no wonder the Americans are down. It's like, alright, we either come on top or we come on top. Yuta Sensei, you're gonna tell everyone?
オルタネイティブ5。 そう。第4計画の先行で不採用になったアメリカ案が日本案の失敗に備えた予備計画として95年からスタートしていたのよ。
予備計画。
全人類から選抜された10万人を地球から脱出させ、大量の G 弾でベータに最終決戦を挑む。それがオルタネイティブ5の概要。そしてその最終決戦プランの名称がバビロン作戦。
At least they do make it to a planet that's like habitable, because we saw at the end of Unlimited. They didn't need like spacesuits or anything. There was grass on that planet, man.
地球から脱出。一体どうやって？
ラグランジ点で建造中の大型宇宙船数十隻に乗せて約 5.9 光年彼方に
5.9 light years. That's a lot.
5.9 光年。
そんなことが可能なんですか？
理論的にも技術的にも可能。航行期間も旅客技術の応用で現実的な範疇になるらしいわね。ただ無事に到着する保証はどこにもない。それ以前に WA 適合の地球型惑星がヘビ使いザ・バーナード政権に
We do know it exists though, so I
何
then.
の確証もないわ。
But even Tatru wouldn't know that, because we just saw it from like Final Girls POV. For us, it was Maya. Huh?
どういうことですか？
60年代に米欧共同計画で外宇宙に送り出された探査機があってね、そいつのデータを受信できたのが3年前って話なんだけど。
ダイダロス計画。
Ass rap, you've heard of this?
へえ、さすが榊博識ね。
昔本で読みました。でもその計画は探査機の通信途絶で失敗したと書いてありましたが。
そうね。だから普通に考えれば、その時の公式発表がアメリカ案の作成を見越した隠蔽工作だったってことになるわ。でも逆に考えれば、本当に失敗しているのに隠蔽工作だと思わせて第5計画に組み込んだのかもしれない。
それを確認する方法はないんですか？
ベータのヨーロッパ占領でイーサが消滅した今となっては、公表された惑星データの真贋を知る者は NASA、 つまりアメリカだけ。仮に受信の成功が事実だったとしても、第5計画実現のために都合よくデータを改ざんしている可能性は無視できないわね。
What the hell? Or why the hell would they do something like that?
仕方ないわよ。もともと系外惑星移民案は G 団大量運用に反対するユーラシア各国と人類の自滅を懸念する国連を説得するための。
They just wanted to bomb the shit out of them? Okay. Based? What? Tacked on? That means it wasn't in the plan in the first place? So sending all those people into space has nothing to do with preserving the human race? I mean, they're literally due to preserving the human race, right? That's why they added it on. They were shipping people off to a planet that they didn't know even existed?
だからってデータがでっち上げだって決まったわけじゃないわよ。宇宙船はシャレで作れるほど安くないわ。
じゃあアメリカがオルタネイティブ5への移行を急いでいるのは。
それが実現すれば予備計画とは桁違いの予算がつくの。そうなれば宇宙船の建造を加速することができるわ。系外惑星移民の準備が少しでも早く完了すれば、その分最終決戦も前倒しされるでしょ。だから第5計画への早期移行のためにはなりふり構ってないのよ。今までだってそうだったでしょ。合理押しで明星作戦にアメリカ軍をねじ込んだ上に、事前通告もなく G 弾を使ってその有効性をアピールしてみたり、どこかの国に政変を起こして目障りな計画の頓挫を図った上に無理やり介入して恩を売ろうとしてみたり。
どうしてアメリカは
Tama.
どうしてそこまでして最終決戦にこだわるんですか？
さあ、どうしてだと思う？ダイダルス計画の話聞いてたわね。その手のことは人に聞く前に自分で考えた方がいいと思うわ。
はい、すみません。
まあ、差し障りのないところだけ答えると、G 弾でベータに勝てると思っていることだけは確かね。自滅覚悟ならとっくに単独でやってるはずだし。国連の顔色を一応伺ったり、ゴリ押しにしろ体裁を整えようとしているのは戦後を見据えている証拠だわ。だからといって全てのアメリカ人がオルタネイティブ5を望んでいたわけじゃないのよ。そうじゃなかったら XG70 なんて絶対オルタネイティブ4に渡すはずないわ。第5計画推進派はね、つい最近までアメリカ議会の大多数を占めていたの。でもなぜ彼らは急激に衰退したのか。それはオルタネイティブ4が具体的な成果を上げたからなのよ。私たちのやっていることが 人類を滅亡から救う最も効果的な手段だと国連だけじゃなく
Okay. Yeah, I mean that's why this is the backup plan, not the main plan.
でももしここで謳歌作戦が失敗に終わったとすればオルタネイティブ5が息を吹き返す。しかもトライデント作戦、つまり最終決戦だけが実行されるという最悪の形でね。
だがジーダの使用後に残るのは人が住めない焦土だけだ。
Not fully, because we got our base here, but yeah, probably can't plant shit.
半永久的な重力異常地帯に変えてしまう。そしてそれが人体に及ぶ長期的
Also that, yeah. This is not really a lot of testing.
あなたたちに明かせる機密はもうないわ。あなたたちはこれ以上の真実は一切知らされないまま途方もない重責を負う任務に就くことになる。そして史上最悪の生還率が予想される戦場に
Thanks,
十分な
thanks.
装備で出撃することになる。
It's not like we were confident before that.
何も知らないまま死んでしまうかもしれない。いろいろなものを切り捨て踏みにじりながら積み上げてきたすべてが無意味になるかもしれない。それでも私はあなたたちにやれと命令するわ。
Don't really have a
少しでも
choice.
疑問や理不尽さを感じるならここで降りてちょうだい。それがお互いのために。幸い基地はこんな状態。生死の確認に 2,3 日手間取ったことにすればいくらでもごま
And he's in, okay. A way to get out without being, I guess, I don't know, locked up for insubordination.
他人の顔色を伺う必要はないわ。自分で決めなさい。どうしたの？黙ってこの部屋から出ていけばそれで済むのよ。
副司令、
Ayamane?
何？降りる理由なんて聞かないから安心していいわよ。
時間の無駄です。早く先に進んでもらえませんか。
綾峰の言う通りです。攻撃部隊の詳細をご説明ください。
Class rep.
副司令が立案する作戦が楽じゃないなんてとっくに覚悟できてます。
Tama.
だって私たちは A01、 いえ、イスミバルキリーズなんですから。
任務が危険だとか知らされない機密があるなんていつものことですよ。その通りです。こたびの作戦、これまでの任務と何が違うとおっしゃられるのですか？
Of course. I knew you guys would never walk away. None of you have ever backed down from a fight like this.
白がね、あんたはどうする？
What, you even gonna ask? Huh? I have a choice in the matter?
当然よ。士気が低い人間は邪魔なの。そんな奴に作戦の足を引っ張られるのはごめんだわ。
I'm gonna do it, obviously. That's the whole reason I'm here. And I'm gonna get rid of the original Hive and Alternative 5.
そう。
I know this is pretty much a suicide mission, but I won't run away. Even if you have no real chance of success, I'm still gonna do what I have to. And anyway, all of the others here were chosen because of their innate ability to find a way to an ideal future. With comrades like those, I have no reason to be afraid.
全員の覚悟が確認できたところで、アゴ標的攻撃部隊について説明するわ。
Alright, as much as I would like to go into the deets, I just noticed for like 30 minutes over the usual time, so we're gonna end here. Good episode though, big operation incoming. Literally the highest stakes ever. Can we do it? I'm hoping she's gonna reveal that they can fix the Susanoo in time somehow. Because it would be nice to have, but like, there's no way they wouldn't just leave out Sumiko for the last mission, right? I mean, she's already did like her job basically, telling all this information and stuff, but still, Thanks for watching as always, and next time we're gonna go into the deets, see what's happening for our attached run, and probably do some final preparations or whatever before the end or something. But yeah, thanks for watching. Later.